Hello, and welcome to Principles of Marketing. I'm your Professor John Harvey, and here we are in week 2. Yay! You guys made it through the first week. All right, so this week we're working on chapters 2 and 3 in the course. And like I said, think about this as kind of your run rate, where you're running 2 chapters a week. There's some exceptions and several exceptions, but kind of get used to that. Usually it's 2 chapters, or it's 1 chapter and an assignment or something like that. So you should have finished chapter 1 and working on chapter 2. So talking about that, there seems to be some issues with the textbook codes. I know what I said last week, it looks like McGraw-Hill has upped their price. So I apologize for those that were confused. It used to be $20 for access. It's now $95 for access, so that's a lot. Again, if you bought the textbook from the bookstore, you've already got the code and you're good to go. For those that are kind of doing special things or trying to, work it cheaper, you may be running into issues of not having a code. And so looks like McGraw-Hill's charging $95. If you just were good with the digital book, the $95 gets you into the course. It would give you the digital version of the textbook, and you could print it out if you wanted to, or just look at it on the screen and kind of scroll through it and read through the textbook. So those are kind of your options. Hopefully you guys have that kind of dialed in here, because we're moving into a lot of chapters now. We're going to do 2 and 3 this week. We'll do 4 and 5 next week, and it just kind of builds from there. So hopefully, looks like the majority of you guys have that kind of worked out, but keep working if you don't have that done. And they do offer a 2-week access, I think, if you go through the process. So you could do that if you need to. So with chapter 1 in the discussion board, we were talking about the different ways to kind of do 3 types of campaigns or marketing slogans. So inform and persuade and remind were kind of the ones. So you guys did a great job with that. You guys got behind it, and I could tell there were some creative juices flowing where you guys got some good ideas. I wanted to give a discussion board award. So the discussion board award this week goes to Rhett. So Rhett gets the Giddy Up award. So good job, Rhett. In that post, Rhett had also included a link to the company that they were kind of doing the advertisement for. So that was nice. I had no idea that there was roping products. That's like blowing my mind. Like, I can see where this would be a good niche. I could see where people would get into this. If you're into, steering horses or roping cattle or whatever, I mean, there's all sorts of rope type needs that you could have. I just had no idea that was out there. So kudos to Rhett for coming up with something that was entertaining and interesting and added a link. So that's one of the things that I'm looking for in the discussion boards, and I kind of sent that to you guys pretty much individually. But it's really helpful if you include some sort of link into your discussion board. So if you have an opinion, it's great to back it up with some supporting evidence by a source. If you're creating something, it's nice to have, you mention a company, it's great to have a link to them or something like that. It just makes it a little more interactive. So that's one of the requirements for the discussion board, so don't miss that. You'll miss points when you miss that. But also kudos, Rhett, for a great one. So this week we're going to be talking about a SWOT analysis. And SWOT is an acronym for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. One of the cool things about a SWOT analysis is that you can do it for yourself. You can do it for a company, you can do it for a business. This is like a tool in your kit to help you understand something, a business or yourself or an organization or a company. You'll end up doing a bunch of these SWOT analysis because they're great. So the first 2, the strengths and weaknesses, are internal. So you're looking inside the company and you're saying, what does this company have as a strength? What does it have as a weakness? And they can be multiple things. Maybe they have several strengths, probably have several weaknesses. So you kind of look at that. Then you shift over to opportunities and threats. And those are external. So those are things that can directly affect the company. So is there an opportunity to, a new market, or is there an opportunity for expansion, or is there an opportunity in a new product line or a new region or something like that, right? Those are all things that would directly affect the business, as well as a threat, right? What if there's a competitor coming in? What if there's some sort of law that's going to hit them and change the way that they're doing that? I always think about cigarette companies, right? They are so regulated right now. So the threat for them is like, how do I market at this point, right? How, if I'm trying to get my product out there, how do I even have that thing show up, right? And one of the big threats is that there's a lot of pressure to, have people not smoke. So they're specifically trying to drive you to not use their product. So anyway, so those are the 4 areas of a SWOT analysis. So you can do that for yourself. What are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? What opportunities do I have coming up? What are the threats that are kind of affecting me right now? It's a great little tool for you to use for yourself or for a business. So I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys come up with this week for your SWOT analysis. And with that, have a great week, and I'll talk to you soon. All right.